Well, guys, we got okay. So sorry. So first of all, hey guys, I'm back, and we got another survival box, and it's weird because I feel like we just literally just did one. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but so we got one, and it's a different look. This is what they used to look like. If you remember way back when I was getting the survival box gear only, they came in this kind of box, but it's a bulging box. We like things with bulges, don't we? I'm a terrible influence. So I guess this is March because it just came at the end of March. I'm assuming it's March. I don't know. I'm lost. Let's get into it though, and let's see what is in this box for probably March. What do we have? So we have the knife of the month. Maybe we'll get it done. Maybe we won't. Looks like crap anyway. And prepared for fires. Prepared for fires. This box is courtesy of Jason, by the way, in case we haven't said that already. They always put... Okay, so... Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so... I'm sorry. Sometimes I have said things in my head to you that I haven't actually said with my mouth yet, and then I'm like, anyway, prepared for fires. I remember when BattleBox had their fire preparedness thing once upon a time, and I guess, all right, I could see. Okay, so I said that interesting because in my mind I was thinking about what was in the box, and I was like, what? But okay, I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, this is kind of like, all right. They always put they have these things that go really well with the theme, and then they have these other things, and I'm like, what the hell is up with that, and how does that go with this box? So this stuff is expensive. Have you ever gone and bought an actual high quality, high diameter, wide diameter curtain mantle rope? Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. So what do we have? Peter, you are all over the place right now. What are you doing? Either be in the action or don't. You know, people want to see you, probably more than they want to see me, but, you know, make a decision. Do something with your life. All right, so prepared for fires. Defeat the ravages of challenging flames with proper preparation. Be several steps ahead of danger. With this specialized equipment, you'll be ready to face forest fire risks. Now, I want you to remember face forest fire risks with some of the stuff that's in here as they say that. First, the first item, face forest fire risks, is Red Wise food, cheesy macaroni, and savory stroganoff. What the fuck? How are we facing forest fire risks with savory stroganoff and cheesy macaroni? And don't get me wrong, I love a savory stroganoff and even a cheesy macaroni. But if the theme is, if we're talking about specialized equipment, you will be ready to face forest fire risks. What are you gonna throw your savory stroganoff on the forest fire? I don't know. And Ready Wise, make some good food, okay? But how? What? Huh? I'm just saying. I'm not commenting on the quality of this food or whatever. But how do you say prepare for the forest fire shit with this special equipment, and then this is the first item? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Okay. Next, although I'm glad we didn't get whey milk alternative because of all the things that Jason could have gotten. That sounds disgusting. Next is rope. Because of their weird font here, I'm having trouble reading that a little bit, but it's a 24 Newton double braid, high quality polyester, maximum breaking force test 24 Newtons. Static rope is made of double braid core. So yeah, like we said, a kern mantle rope, and kern and mantle, it means it's got an inner, like 550 cord is technically a kern mantle rope. You have an inner core, and then you have the external sheath on it, which, you know, is very good for climbing and stuff. Now again, all right, for forest, I could understand if you are trapped in a building and you need to get yourself down out of a window, and they give you some locking D-rings on here, which are cool, or not necessarily D-rings, but, you know, carabiners on there. Does it say how much you get? It doesn't say how long it is. I'll have to measure this, and maybe I will have been motivated enough to put it in text or not. But this does appear to be a good quality rope. I have not done climbing or rappelling in a long time, and I never did it recreationally. I did it because at certain points of my life, the military said, either go up this thing or get down off this fucking tower, you know, and I did it, or get off this skid. Back when things had skids, because that's what we learned on, like an old Huey airframe at the top of a thing. But and used to threaten. The big threat was making you do a ropeless Australian. And if you understand that, then you're cool. So it does look like a it does look like a high quality rope. And like I said, a good quality, you know, rope like this, it is expensive. I'm not going to lie. So that's, you know, but I'm just saying again, like, and they give you the carabiners attached to it, which is cool. And they lock, which is so much more important than some people might know. I'm the only reason I'm questioning it is, again, they're talking about forest fires and stuff. I'm totally down with having this to get your ass down out of a building in a fire. I have no problem with that. That's cool. That's good preparedness. And there are some other, I mean, fuck it, I don't even care about the fire. Great preparedness item to have. Like, you know, but I'm thinking about the theme of the box. I'll probably measure this tomorrow, and by the time I'm editing, I'll have put the length in. But look at this. I mean, you've got plastic reinforcements. Now, here's the thing. When you're using a rope like this, every time you bend the rope, you put a bite in it, you're cutting you're cutting its, God, it's been so long, I'm trying to remember. In the comments, I'm sure you guys will correct me on this. You're cutting either its weight bearing or its shock absorbing value in half. I cannot remember exactly, but yeah, not a bad item at all to have. I mean, cool. I can't argue with it. I mean, I love that they give you the, you know, everything you need, and it's seems like a good item. It seems like good quality. I used to go to REI and just buy lengths of rope to keep around and have. So I can't believe they just don't tell you. It says 1 unit. I can't believe they don't tell you how much rope it actually is. So the next item is an emergency fire blanket. Okay, so this is the first fire-related item we have, and of course it's made in China. So this is pretty standard fire stuff. This is a 1 meter by 1 meter. So this, you know, fire-resistant material. So of course, when we're putting out fires, okay, so many of you might know this, a lot of you may not. So you can kill a fire by one of 3 things. You take away its oxygen, you take away its heat, you take away its fuel. And when you're firefighting, you know, that's the goal. And the whole goal of dousing it with water, number 1, is to try to take away heat. You can, you know, you can't really take away oxygen from a fire, but you can take away heat, and by wetting down fuel, you take away the fuel's flammability. But depriving a fire of heat is one of the main ways to kill it, and that's what this can do. This can smother the fire, you know, deprive it of its burning and its heat. And this, I can't remember what material this actually is. We have this in the military, in like around things that are prone to catch on fire. Like, for example, so I've mentioned this before, and you can look this up. ANTYQ 23. It's a small green box. It looks like an international shipping container. Inside that box, we have everything we need. We can push that box out of the back of an airplane. We could drop it by helicopter. We can convoy it in, and we could set it up. We've got radios in there, UHF radios, VHF radios, SATCOM, HF radios. We've got cryptographic equipment. We can hook up radar feeds to it. We can do procedural where we just have grease boards. Anyway, we can put that anywhere on the battlefield, and we can do tactical control of aircraft from it. We can connect it by data links. We could do a lot of stuff. And it's all run by, are you ready for this? I'm not kidding, 2 16-bit computers. Yeah. Actually, I take that back. It's 2 8-bit computers. So 16 bits overall. Sega Genesis runs air combat. Now, there have been some upgrades over the years. But anyway, maybe I'll throw some pictures in so you can see. But it's, we have other better systems that we can use. But that is the field deployable, calling in hate and vengeance in a box. But because everything is electrical in there, we have these actual things. We have an electrical fireboard, and there's rope to, in case somebody's being electrocuted, to pull them away from it. We have a fire blanket in there and some other stuff. So this actually will, you can smother this fire with this, and it actually does theoretically work. You can hang this up like on a board or something near a fire area, and I mean, we have this exact same thing, except it's not made in China, and it's a little bit bigger and OD green. And so you put this in there, you pull these tabs, it comes down, and now this will not do anything for treating the burns, but it will help you smother the fire. Just like you see in movies, people there's a fire and somebody puts blankets on them. This is a synthetic material that is very fire resistant. Okay, I think I've talked about this enough. What's next? Gas of fire escape mask. 60 minutes of safe breathing. So actually this is pretty good, and I am going to cut this seal so we can take a look at it, because what's in it is still sealed up. I think we saw something like this in Battle Box way back when. After 9/11, these things were all the rage. I'm going to leave this sealed up, but you can see all the Chinese writing right there. So it looks like this, and basically what it is, it's a little hood you put on, and it is a one-time use thing. And the idea is it protects you from smoke inhalation, because if you look at the stats, yeah, I know the stupid trivial stuff. Most people that die in a fire don't die from the burns. Yeah, they get burned up later, but what they actually die from is asphyxiation. Either smoke inhalation or the carbon monoxide poisoning. They don't burn to death. They burn afterwards, but they die because they can't breathe, and they suffocate in the fire before they can get out. So this thing is designed to help you, just give you air, so that you can get out of the fire. If you can breathe, chances are you can make your way out of the fire. Then of course there's also, they teach all these things. If you remember back, get down as low as you can, because the heat and smoke rises, and feel your way around. And anyway, having this mask actually could give you that extra life-saving chance to breathe a little more and get the hell out. So this actually, in terms of a fire preparedness, is great. And even if you only have one, let's say you have multiple people in there, even if you only have one mask, if that one person has the opportunity to find an exit way or find a door where you can open it up, or a window, and vent out the chemicals, the smoke and everything, and allow clean air in, that could literally save anybody else that's in there. Just that one person that has the opportunity to find a venting source, to help prolong everybody else's chances, and then help get everybody out. So yeah, even though there's only one, you have a family and whatever, even that one mask could help save everybody. So now I know there are American versions of this, and after 9/11 these things were all the rage. People were carrying these around on subways and stuff in their briefcases and their bags and everything, just in case, because who knows. But not bad. And then we're gonna finish it off with, again, for a fire, emergency drinking water, which I can't complain about as a survival item, 5-year shelf life. The thing is, again, we're thinking about okay, so yeah, you can use this to try to put out a fire. It's not going to help you in a forest fire. You could throw this water on a small fire, but it's probably not going to help just because of the nature of firefighting. And when firefighters show up and they're spraying the hose, they're using the water. If you watch, they don't spray the hose directly at the base of the fire on purpose. They shoot it up so it mists down on top of the fire and bring it down, like I said, in order to try to start absorbing, take that heat off. There's a whole process to it. So yes, you're getting your. I can't argue with emergency drinking water to put away in your survival stuff, but in terms of the theme we have here, what the hell? What the hell? I just don't. I don't get it. You're not gonna reach for this in the middle of the fire and be like, well, I don't want to get dehydrated in the middle of this fire. Better start drinking my water. It's not gonna do you much good. I guess there is theoretically you could say all right, I'm gonna douse myself in this water, try to stay a little moist and give myself an extra few seconds. But if you were in a conflagration, that heat is going to evaporate that, and then you're going to steam yourself. And yes, this is an actual from a real life scenario, where we discussed it. Yes, this conversation has come up. You do not want to, if you're in a fire, covering yourself in water is not a good idea, because if that heat comes up and starts evaporating that water off of you, so what does that cause? Steam. That causes steaming and boil. You know what I mean? You're steaming yourself like a lobster. You don't want to do that. Anyway, it's a whole thing, a whole discussion that took place in fire training once upon a time. Anyway, so I'll say it one more time. Can't argue about having emergency drinking water in a bigger picture survival kit, but doesn't fit. I mean, if they wanted to give us fire preparedness, give us fire preparedness. There's a lot of other fire preparedness related things they could give us. Even a small fire extinguisher, a little tiny fire, like mini, personal fire extinguisher, or other things. I mean, there's other things. There's fire resistant gloves they could give us, for navigating through the fire, so you could pick stuff up, get it out of your way, or whatever. I'm just saying, there's many other things that they could give us besides the ReadyWise food and the drinking water to fit this theme. By the way, nylon rope, just saying, does not do well in a fire. Do you know what happens to nylon when it gets really hot or it encounters fire? I'm sure many of you do. So, interesting box. I'm not going to say that any of the items are useless. They all have great purposes on their own. It's a mishmash of a theme, is all I'm saying. So, okay. So let's transition now to the knife of the month, which they always say handmade Damascus. And, with last month's handmade Damascus, I was able to find it on Amazon. And these things are, look, I'm going to say it. I say it every time. These things are cheaply made. They're not, I seriously doubt they're handmade. I believe that they are from a production facility somewhere in Pakistan or something like that. That is my... Ugh, this smells terrible. And that's not cool. But it feels slimy. These are some of the lowest, in my opinion, some of the lowest quality Damascus. And I'm not going to have the debate every time we do this. I've talked about Damascus, pattern welded steel, Wootz steel, handmade Damascus, all that. We're just going to use the word Damascus because they use Damascus. Okay? It's so sticky in there. Ugh. Gross. Now, I gotta say, this handle does it looks nice. It does. Handmade Damascus Curva folding knife. But the thing is, I do believe that this is, and I've said this before, these are actual pattern welded steel knives. I do not think they are handmade. I do not think they are the highest quality steel. I don't think that they are like laser etched to cheat it at all. I think that they are production quality, not great quality metal. Last month we saw how terribly finished the blade was on the karambit. It has an over-oiled feel. Okay, so let's talk about the Curva. Is the Damascus Curva folding knife good for a pocket knife? Yes. All right. So here's what we got. And again, I like the materials they're using for the handle. I'm not sure if this is real natural material, but it looks nice. You know, nice compound put together there with some brass fittings and everything. I hate these cheap looking thumb studs. Absolutely hate them. And I'm sure that the action on this is not going to be great. Oh, the action on this is terrible. The centering on this is terrible. Oh man, that is rough. And it's uncomfortable, but well, I didn't even mean to throw it there. That was not me being disapproving of the knife. It just got away from me for a second. Let's see if we introduce a little of this. Helps a little bit. It's just it just feels, oh, that hurts. Physically hurts over there. Very hard edges and pointing. It's not refined very well. It's really not. Let's see. Oh my God, you can feel that. I don't try to make these things screw up the edge test. I swear to God, I don't. They're terrible. You know what's funny though? As I cut through the paper, it's like you can feel. It's like it's bumpy. You see it? I mean, if you had to do just some cutting, I'm sure it would work. But it's not. I don't think it's going to show up. You can actually, do you see on the edge? You can see. These knives of the month are terrible. The action's bad. This is not even from the paper towel. This is just fuzz that was in it. And I don't think there is any way to fix this off-centering. I think it's just made badly, honestly. It's nice file work. I mean, that's nice looking. But that's, again, I seriously doubt that's hand done. They say whether you're an experienced warrior or a first-time novice, the Damascus Curva folding knife is the perfect way to honor tradition while staying ahead of the curve. Okay. These points here, they're literally sharp. Like, they hurt if you touch them. Just terrible. And your lock up there is like way past 50%. Yeah. So another huge fail on the knife of the month. And it looks cheap. I don't think any don't think any handmade custom maker would produce something like this. So the sheath, which does not smell like good leather at all, it's just simple belt loop snap. I don't know what it smells like. It might just smell like a ton of the oil they put it in, and that's the problem, but there you go. So there's the knife of the month. So I guess to wrap it up and say it one more time, I'm not so much disappointed with the items in this box as I am with them trying to stick to this theme, this fire preparedness theme. There's really only 2 fire items in here. There's the mask and there's the fire blanket. The other things are good to have, but they don't relate. I don't think they don't relate to a fire at all, let alone a forest fire like they talk about. It just doesn't fit. But the actual items are all useful to have to put away in your supplies, in your survival stuff. So except this thing, this is a fishing weight as far as I'm concerned. So, what do you guys think? What do you think of everything that came in this box this month? Favorite items, least favorite items? Would you be happy to have it? Would you not be happy to have it? Or do you think I'm totally wrong? Do you think everything goes with the fire theme? Do you think it all works and I'm out of my mind? Go ahead, tell me I'm out of my mind. I mean, I'm out of my mind anyway, but specifically, am I out of my mind for what I'm thinking about the theme here? So let me know. So again, big shout out to Jason because he's awesome and we love him. And you know, if I had a virgin to sacrifice to him, I would. But where are you going to find one these days? You're not. But anyway, let's discuss this one, guys. Let's figure out how we feel about it. And remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again real soon.